during that 4 months, a lot has happened in my life, and I've been sharing um, my faith, my beliefs, some stories, doing some storytelling about the Bible and the individuals in the Bible and around the Bible stories. And I've told a little bit of my story too. But a big part of the last 4 months I haven't been able to talk about, and still can't talk about it. But it is around this idea of justice and what's going on in the world. And I know a lot of people are giving their attention to some of the things in our world that need more attention. We need to take them seriously and talk about them. Things like the Epstein files, which I hate to even call it the Epstein files at this point, because these files are not about Epstein. They're about the way our world works. And in my life, I've seen the way the world works. I've been exposed to the world, been a part of the world for a long time now, 47 years. In the last 10 years, I've really taken a more honest look at things and tried to live in more truth and with the truth and accept the truth rather than trying to deny it or excuse it away. And if there's anything that's happening right now that if it is a positive outcome from all of this visibility on the Epstein files and the situations around the country with ICE and the situations around the country with just corruption in general. I've said before, and I hope everyone can see that this corruption, this disturbing information that we seem to be learning more and more about every day is not one side behaving poorly and the other side trying to keep them in check. It's a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of blame and a lot of finger pointing, but not a lot of accountability and honesty. And unfortunately, this disclosure and all this information that we're learning is happening at a time where most of us little people, normal people, whatever you want to call us, there's not a lot of room for us to make mistakes without being held accountable. When you're a part of this system and this society, there are a lot of rules that you need to play by, and not playing by those rules makes you an outcast at a minimum, and in some cases a target or a criminal, or at least an accused criminal. In the context of faith and what I've spent a lot of my time on these videos talking about, I think that this is just an important thing to remember, is that this is typical, this is normal, this is historically proven to be the way things work. We don't always see good people getting rewarded for their good behavior and bad people being punished for their bad behavior. I think if we look back through the history of mankind, it does not appear that is the norm. It's one of the reasons why faith and religion endure, why, again, us little people look to something greater, something higher, something more powerful. And in that higher power, we seek justice. We look for a set of moral principles or guiding principles or laws that really set out what's right and wrong and keep the bad actors in line. But in a lot of faith-based thinking and religious thinking, unfortunately, when leaders in religious institutions are trying to explain this world, they go to this idea of afterlife or karma or something else to say, don't worry. This justice and fairness that you may not see every day, it's coming, and God will take care of it. And I think that thinking puts a lot of people into a position where they feel like it's not their responsibility to say or do anything to push back against unjust behavior, unjust actions, or unjust outcomes when people are caught doing bad things. I think we are called to speak up, speak against, stand against, in power, against these dark forces that will otherwise run wild and do what they can to darken this world for everyone. And I think being a person of faith does not somehow take the responsibility off of you to be a speaker of truth, a believer in truth, a warrior of the light, the phrase I use quite a bit. So yeah, I went back and looked at the first video I ever posted. It was a 6-minute video where I'm extremely nervous, very self-conscious, but just reminding myself that I have this responsibility to be more than just a bystander. Just, if at the very least all I do is speak up and say some truth, then at least that's something. So I hope very soon, very, very soon, I'll be able to talk about what's actually been going on in my life, and what our next steps are. I'm very excited about the coming weeks and months and just the direction where things are heading, and I thank God for where things are and where things are going. And very soon I'll be able to talk about just all of these past few months and what I've learned about justice and fairness and right and wrong, and just where we are out here in the world, us little people, what's going on. I'll also be talking a lot more about my past and how I went from being a 9-to-5 white-collar member of the corporate game. I spent over 20 years building a career and moving my way up. And then I saw it all starting to fall, starting to crash down around me. And I remember at the time just not having this connection to God when that was happening, and just how personal I took everything, and how angry and frustrated and resentful and just dark, how the world's unfairness when it was pointed at me, just how dark that felt. But it doesn't feel that way anymore. Feels very different now. All of this dark action, I wouldn't say I welcome it. I don't enjoy it. I don't want a bigger and bigger dose just to get stronger or spend more time in the fire and somehow build more character or faith. So I'm not asking for more of that. But if it does come my way, I'm confident I'm not alone. And the last few months have proven that to me. I'm not alone in the human sense. There's plenty of good humans around me that I love, and I wouldn't be who I am without them. But there is this spiritual connection to God once again. This connection that I haven't felt since high school. 92 to 96, if you want to know when that was. There's been something missing since the summer and fall of 96 that I didn't really start feeling till the fall of 25. And once it was back, it's been awesome to feel that power and that connection and grace and love and comfort and forgiveness and all of those things that our man Jesus spends so much time talking about in the Gospels. So I'm thankful. I'm appreciative. But it's going to take some strength as we move forward, and it's going to take some painful moments where we have to just confront the truth of where we're at with our leaders, with our institutions. And as for me, I will be rejecting a fair portion of those and moving forward on a different path, doing it a different way. So more to come on that, more disclosure on what has been happening. It's all coming. I'm looking forward to it very much. But for the time being, if you stuck around for 15 minutes or so, if you don't mind, if you've got the time and you feel like helping me out, if I've helped you out in any way, this is my ask in return. I'm going to be focusing these videos a little bit differently going forward. Some advice from a wise young man in my family, my son. We've been talking about where things are headed in the next few months, and I'm going to be spending a little bit more time on these videos, framing things as the stories of characters of the Bible, and trying to explain things in a way to make things even more relatable. Hopefully, if you watch these videos, I've been able to make some of this relatable, just how it pertains to me personally. But I want to do a better job of humanizing these very important people from these stories from Scripture. These, regardless of what you think about the formation of the Bible, the writing of the Bible, what it means to be divinely inspired or written by the hand of God. These scriptures and stories are about people. They're about people that are going through the same thing as all of us, ups and downs, disappointment, blessings, lessons. And the stories are incredible. And I feel like in all of my videos, I've just barely scraped the surface on all of those stories. So I'm going to work a little harder to dig a little deeper. Some might ask, getting to the point, if there's any characters, individuals, humans from the Bible that you want to know more about their human story and how that applies in these parables and histories and prophecies. Just tell me which people you want to know more about. You know, I'm sure I'll get way more personal on the story of Jesus and talk more about childhood and the lost years and the years of the ministry and what it must be like after the Gospels ended. What was it like to be a resurrected Messiah and to observe those early days? So I'm sure I'll do a whole series on Jesus, the man, not just Jesus, the Messiah. I'll probably dig deeper into Moses. I barely talked about Moses in a video, and his wife, his father-in-law, his sons. I think there's hours and hours of conversation we could just have about what was Moses' family like. His adopted family, his in-laws, his ancestors. We know there's almost no stories being told about that. It seems like everything is an excerpt from Exodus or Numbers or Deuteronomy. But there's a lot more to that story to be told. I did a video on Cain and Abel. Did a couple of videos on Jacob and Esau. But those videos, we barely touched on Esau and his descendants and where they live and what that land is called now and how that changed over time and where did they fit in at the time of Jesus. And so yeah, I'm going to be digging in a little bit more into the lives of the very real human beings that were in these stories. So if there's any of those humans you want to know more about or put a little more focus on, just let me know. Comments would be appreciated. So thanks for listening. More to come. More storytelling. In the time being, I'm thankful that God's got my back and is here for my family and here for all of us. Try not to get too lost in the disclosure, but don't ignore it either. The light's important. Shining a light on it is important, but over the next weeks and months, just know there's a lot more going out there than just the most controversial stuff that's showing up in your feed. So I'll do my best to give a little more light to that feed if you like and subscribe and hit the bell and do all of those things. It's going to be one of those places where maybe a little more light comes through in your world. So please join. It's gonna get wild in the next few months. So can't wait to tell you guys more about it. Stay tuned. Love you all.